What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of 2 for 2, your sports podcast for the culture, by the voices of the culture. I'm your host, Keith, and I'm here as always with my brother Nell, and we are back on the pod today. Got another Philadelphia 76ers jersey for you as well. So, Nell is here. Let's hop right into it, man. Nell, what you got on today? Who you sporting?
Got that 7-7, man, VJ Edgecombe. So, got the starting five. Just waiting on Jaylen Brown, man. Times are good.
Pray that doesn't come anytime soon. Can't believe this, man. You really are ruining my championship summer. I find it to be quite disrespectful. But in the spirit of disrespect, the Sixers over-under for win total this year has dropped, according to my brother Nell here, and we got him at 50.5.
Disrespect.
Now, if y'all know on here last time, Nell got here talking about some 70, 73, 73-9, 70 wins. He hit the chat. He was like, okay, really? We probably getting 68 to 70 wins, whatever. Now, 50 wins. That's a what? 50-32 record?
Yeah, come on, man. That's disrespectful. 32 L's with this squad.
Talk about it. Let me
hammer that over. Look, I already told you. I think. Look, we've seen the pictures. Now it's still early. It's in shape Joel Embiid picture in August. It might as well be Ben Simmons, knocking down jump shots in the gym in the summer. So you got to see it. You got to see it to believe it. But I believe we're gonna get at least 55 games out of Embiid this year. I'm gonna be optimistic. We're gonna win 55 games. Now we'll go 55-0 in those games. So that's already the over right 50. There.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, right there. So then you gotta think. I think we won 45 last year. 45, 46, if I'm not mistaken. You add Jaylen Brown, that's like that. You would assume that's like an extra 6 to 8 wins, right? Would you give me that? Mind you, Embiid only played about 30-something games last year. We had Paul George on the 25-game suspension. Maxey missed some time with the hand. Still eked out 46 wins. Jaylen Brown, that's a good 6 to 8, right? You with me on a 6 to 8.
I mean, you would think, man, but it gotta mesh and it gotta happen. Let's say
happen.
Worst case scenario, Embiid's not as healthy as you think, and it's just Jaylen Brown. You still think you getting 50 with just him?
Easily.
Him, Maxey, VJ. Brown plays about 45 games.
We won 45 last year. Just the addition of Jaylen Brown alone can't get me 50.
I think they could. I didn't make up the number.
That can't get me 5. The addition of Jaylen Brown. Not to mention, you got a much better bench this year. Anthony Simons, Dean Wade, KCP. Still got Barlow. Come on now. See, now, don't do that. Because would anyone think that Shamet was a good bench piece last year?
I did.
If anyone said, hey, yo, we got Shamet coming off the bench, would anybody have been like...
I have text message proof where I told people who the X factor the Knicks was, and it turned out to be Drill.
In August?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway. The bench is much improved. Let's just get that out of the way.
The reason I made that face not because I don't think it's improved, but it's because it's like considering where you were to now is like, well, yeah.
Is that not improvement?
Yeah, I think that when you told me that the 50 wins, I thought that was kind of wild. I can give you that. I think y'all can get over 50 easily.
So just adding JB and the help off the bench, that should easily get us an extra 5 wins from last year. Not to mention, we're going to have him be healthy for about 20 more games than we had him last year. So add another 10 wins to that. That puts us at 60. Then we got Braun. So add another 6 to 8 wins to that.
Now, this is the thing. You can't add more wins per guy to the total.
Yes, you can.
Because they're all going to be there.
When they're that guy, you can add it.
The same 5 wins you get back.
You got to add 3 games for VJ's leap You know, he's gonna have that second. He's gonna have that second year leap. So you gotta add 3 more wins to that.
Hey, there's a reason why, the people that get into that kind of thing, it's why they get into it. I don't know why the people said 50. I don't know what they know that you don't, because I don't know anything that you don't know. I mean, let's look on the other side. They got my Knicks apparently at 53 and a half.
I don't know what they talking about.
I mean,
That's not bad. That's not bad.
No, it's not bad for us, but it's bad.
Yeah.
It's bad for you.
Like,
You talking about the defending champions, right? And I
bro,
think
we
that's
talking
what's
about
wrong with you.
the super team of super team juggernaut Philadelphia 76ers.
I think that's where you're wrong. Like, nobody's really tracking y'all like that, yo. I mean,
Okay.
we got
when we start the season 25-0, I don't want to hear nothing like, oh well, you got everybody on your team.
I'm not gonna say any of that because you're not gonna
Okay.
start 25-0. Your first game will not be you
Belt
will
to ass
not
first game.
you will not
Oh my
come to the
God.
Garden on ring night and win a game. It won't happen. My Knicks won 53 games last season in the regular season, so I mean, I think that's pretty humble. And I think 50. I mean, let's be real, bro. Like, 4 teams in the East won 50 games last year, so you should be grateful that they gave you 50.
Bro, we are not some regular East team.
Bro, you probably I do
We are
think y'all
we are
get
the
over.
Knicks if you replace the Knicks role players with stars.
So listen, this is what we're gonna do. Your team was swept, right? You talking about how many games
You
you
talking
gonna
about
add?
last year? You talking about we are talking about the future. We are on the 26-27 season. We are not on the 25-26 season. So
Unless Jalen Brunson's
nothing that happened before July 24th matters.
Unless Jalen Brunson's left and right arm are both amputated, and OG Anunoby's left and right leg also amputated.
Nobody's worried about OG, bro. Like, it's like,
you should be. I'm trying to give you
what is an
forewarning.
OG to a Jaylen Brown, a LeBron James? Like, come on, man. No one's scared of OG anymore. Yeah, it was scary when you had Kelly Oubre out there. It was scary when you had old man Paul George out there.
So Bron's guarding OG.
It's not scary when you got a couple finals MVPs
sliding his
out
feet
there
and crashing the boards with OG Anunoby for 48 minutes.
His presence is enough.
And OG's afraid of that.
He should be. He don't gotta be afraid.
And Jaylen Brown is guarding Jalen Brunson, right?
He'll have some possessions on you for sure.
And the guy with the swollen right knee is guarding Cat. Y'all are, bro, this is the thing. It's not that I don't agree that y'all are very talented on paper, right? Like, on paper, it sounds really, really good. But this is
it's gonna be even crazier on the court.
This is the National Basketball Association. You're talking about 25-0. You're gonna have to mesh first, so you're not winning 25 off the cuff.
Yo.
Then you gotta be healthy.
It's about to be the most seamless fit ever, yo.
I am actually taken back by the fact that you're this confident in a team that has never, even in its best moments, when you've done this before in the past where you thought it was the time and they let you down. I think that is the definition of insanity.
Nah, not this time. Not this time.
It's because
this time I actually see the light.
I got it. When the Knicks won a championship, it made everybody think anything is possible. I got it. My bad. Let me, that is arrogant of me to
Everything always has to go back to the Knicks. It's not about you.
It is. This is my NBA right now. This is Jalen. You gotta take it from me.
Yo. Enjoy it. It's over.
You gotta come take it from me.
We already did.
Come take it from me.
The spotlight is on us, not y'all.
We are all waiting on y'all to fail. Nobody is worried about y'all winning a championship this year. And let's just say you make it out the East.
Let's keep it that way.
Let's say you somehow find your way out of the East. I'm gonna do the same thing to you that you did to me. There is no way you're beating whoever comes out of the West. And
I picked the Knicks to win. What do you mean?
No, because we're having August conversations right now. And in August and September and October and November and December and January and February and March, you were talking crazy. So guess what? Since we have to talk about the Sixers every week until the season, I'm going to begin to talk crazy, and I'm going to do nothing but shoot you down and try to bring you back down to life, because as your friend, I care about you, and I don't want what's going to happen to you to really ruin you watching sports.
It's going to be the best season ever, so
It's gonna
I
be
don't care. I don't
fantastic.
care what
Listen,
you got to
and
say.
you know I got my bailout already
You
prepared.
can't ruin my shine.
We done bounced y'all. We done bounced that ass up out of there multiple times now. We just proceeding as usual.
Bounce this one. Bounce this one. It's a different kind of ass over here. Bounce this
I can't
one.
wait. We gonna
be doing the
it is the
bouncing this time.
BBL of all BBLs. Big and
we gonna
fake.
be doing the bouncing
Big,
this time.
fake, and painful. You gonna be airplane cushion seats real soon.
Yeah,
I'm not worried about you.
You about to feel how real it is.
Yeah,
Opening night.
Wait. I can't wait. I might find
You
my
ain't
way
got
out.
You ain't got to wait long. You ain't got to wait long at all.
I might find my way to watch it with you. Make sure that you see everything.
Yeah,
I know how you like to fall asleep randomly when things get wonky. You just end up asleep, man. My fault, man. Listen, folks, this is gonna. If you guys thought that this Keith and Nell thing was ever gonna die down after the Knicks chip, leave it to the NBA to make it way worse. Because now I have problems with Nell for more reasons than one. But it's okay, because he's got to chase me to the top, folks. I'm up there. So I'm not worried about you, Nell.
We already kicked y'all off.
Keep wearing the jerseys. I saw a little thing today. It was talking about how like 8 of the most expensive tickets include the Sixers. Yes.
9 out of 10.
9 out of 10. Okay, there it is. I knew you saw it. But they didn't put the
what can we say? Showtime.
They didn't put the context of how many of those games were the Knicks games, but
at the most it's probably going to be 2.
4. All 4. All 4 of them L's you get. 0-4. And then when you get to the playoffs, the next 4
talking crazy.
The next 4
crazy now.
The next 4. Y'all will probably beat us. I could see us splitting this season 2-2.
At best you get 1 win on us. At best.
And then I try to like reason with you, bargain with you.
I'm being realistic. At best you get 1 win. I'm sorry.
You lucky I'm in football mode. I'm not worried about you.
Yeah, you should be.
I'm gonna continue to entertain you. The bookmakers, man, Vegas got my boys up above y'all. So we'll see. We'll see if they know something that clearly Nell is
Vegas is known to be wrong.
I mean, that's fine. I agree with you. At the end of the day, really, the thing is, small things to a giant. You worry about how many wins in the regular season. I'm worried about the space for this next banner in MSG, right? We talking about number 11.
We already made our 2026 banner. Well, 2027 banner.
We would never do such a thing. Y'all want to be us so bad. We win the cup.
It's not as guaranteed that y'all gonna win a championship.
Think about what the Knicks
stamped
did.
in stone.
Think about what the Knicks did. Won the NBA Cup against y'all's darling. Everybody said, oh, it didn't matter. Dude was hurt. It really didn't matter, blah, blah, blah. We said we're not going to hang the banner because we got another banner that we looking to hang this year. And do you know what we did? No. We hung the banner.
Congrats.
Nobody is... It's levels, man. It's levels. Remember, he wanted to come save us, but we didn't need saving. He moved on to the next.
Watch how much people care about the championship when we win it. Then you'll understand levels. You'll understand what levels is.
The Philly parade will never match what we did in New York. Never. You'll just continue to be second fiddle. I don't even remember hearing
I don't remember hearing anything about that parade.
Yeah, you did.
It was like,
yeah,
it was like,
yeah, you did.
I heard more about the Eagles parade than the Knicks parade.
No, but that's
so I can only imagine what a Sixers parade after 43 years.
I'm sure the Philadelphia media did a good job trying to tuck you guys in at night to bed and not hurt your feelings. So,
I mean, considering I was trying to avoid it, I wouldn't say all that.
Minimal coverage. It's okay, bro. Look, I'm happy for you, man. And people, I want y'all to know that, like, I don't mean to come off like this towards Nell, but I want y'all to know that
yes, he does.
He makes sure that we discuss this stuff because he wants to get a rise out of me, but I won't allow it. We're the champions. I told every Sixers fan.
I just like discussing basketball with my good friend Marquise.
Yes, I can't wait. I can't wait for the preseason, bro. I can't wait for that first time they touch that floor together and you overreact. And I'm gonna be watching. I have NBA League Pass, and you thought I watched every Sixer game last year. You wait.
I know. America's team. Yeah, I know you want to watch, fan.
I'll have my Knicks on the big screen. You
ain't even worried about your team.
I'm always, it don't need to worry. I got 11. I have 11. I don't need to worry about nothing.
You just won a championship worrying about watching all our games. Ain't that cute?
I want to be able to talk basketball with my good friend Nell. I would hate to not be able to be on the same level of baseline with you and discuss the Sixers. So I'm going to watch every game so that when you get on here and start saying stuff, I can give my honest opinion, educated at that. That's all. No hard feelings, no harm, no foul. I'm ready for a beautiful year. If they got us at 53 and they got you at 50, that must be, we probably both top 3 to 4 in the East. Just make sure that you're not seeing us in the second round. Make sure it's the Eastern Conference Finals, and we'll be good, man. We'll be good. And I don't even, you know what? I'm gonna let it be. I have on my Raise the Flag shirt because I'm in a championship mood. The NFL season is upon us. Now, let's talk about some new head coaches, man. We've got some new blood in new places around the NFL, man. Which new NFL head coach do you think is going to be the most successful in their first season with their new team?
I got a sneaky one. I think the obvious, you know, mentor in Baltimore, Joe Brady in Buffalo.
Yes, sir.
Those two have already inherited Super Bowl ready teams. So outside of those two, um, honestly, I'm looking at Harbaugh and the Giants,
Well, sneaky.
and I, I know Harbaugh didn't leave under, the best of circumstances, and Baltimore had a rough last couple of seasons. Um, up and down, blowing leads, defensive struggles, but if that New York team can stay healthy, I think it could be, sneaky good. I'm not necessarily sure about playoff team, but um, you know, Dart and Scatterboo, they were in a lot of games last year. And if they can close some of those games this year, if that defensive line can kind of truly start living up to their potential, they've invested a lot in that defense. If that defense can start to come together, if Malik Neighbors can stay healthy for an entire season, I like their chances to, improve upon what they did last year.
That's a good pick. I mean, I feel like I'm also, the Giants are one of those teams that I'm kind of forced to follow. You know what I'm saying, a little bit. So I did watch a good amount of their games, and if nothing else, they were in them. They were exciting, right? Or they, between Scatterboo trying to run people through or run through people, Dart putting his body out there on the line trying to make plays. Obviously, they lost Malik Neighbors halfway through that season last year. I mean, the defense has, my God, I mean, how many edge rushers do you need? They got about 8 of them, right? Moved on from Sexy Dexy, but they still got Burns. They still got Thibodeau. They still got Abdul Carter. They just drafted Arvell Reese. So the defense is going to be,
Yeah.
the defense is definitely going to be tough. I like that you went with a team that's a little under the radar because I did as well. And my boy Joe is going to appreciate me for this because I know he been a one-man band behind his Titans all offseason. But Robert Saleh, I think, has a chance to really make some noise with this Tennessee team. The main thing in the NFL, you got to have a quarterback. And I think Cam Ward is legit. I think that's a legit guy. We just talked about the Giants, Brian Daboll leaving the Giants, coming to run the show, over there in Tennessee. Drafted Carnell Tate. The defense, they got Jeffrey Simmons. They got, obviously, Saleh running the show. We know what he's been, calling the defense. So, and I think, he'll learn a little bit from his last coaching job where it didn't go as well as he might have planned. And I think the Titans, it might not be this year, playoff-wise, but you talk about a team that's going to be in a lot of games, going to make it tough. And, I mean, you think about what the Jacksonville Jaguars did with first-time head coach Liam Cohen last year. You're essentially going from worst to first, right? Hey, Cam Ward has potential to be the best quarterback in this division. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, you got Trevor Lawrence, you got Daniel Jones, and then Lord, I'm forgetting the other team. Oh, CJ
CJ
Stroud.
Stroud.
I mean, hey, opportunities knocking. You got 3 guys that are the epitome of average to above average on average. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, if Cam Ward takes another step, Carnell Tate, Tony Pollard, Wan'Dale Robinson, those guys in the offense, if they can really, if they also the offensive line, if they can protect him, he'll have him in a lot of games. Absolutely. I think he has that pedigree. Watching QB1 has made me a fan of Cam Ward for sure. I think he's definitely has all those tools, and I think Coach Sala will be very, very happy at the end of this season with how they turn out in their first year. Your
Yeah,
boys though,
I think
what?
Atlanta's another team, I
No,
thought could
sir.
be sneaky too up until they lost pretty much their entire defense.
James Pierce
Um,
got that 8-game suspension. I mean, a lot of people have been making noise about like Tua and Michael Penix. I'm just like, that's a bad QB room to be relying on.
it
Just
is,
like
but I mean,
let's take talent out of it.
let let's remember what division they're in.
I mean, that's fair. That's
They
fair.
went 5-3 in their last 8 last season. Got Bijan there. He's got his money.
That's fair. They
They
got.
had
I mean, they still
57
got
sacks
weapons.
last year. They
Yeah,
had
they got
57
weapons.
sacks last year, but they lost about 40 of them. So, that's going to be a
Yeah,
big hit. But, I think outside of the quarterback situation, I think it fits what Stefanski wants to do, running the ball, play action.
yeah.
It would have been,
Stefanski's
it would
pretty
have been
good.
solid. But, I think they'll struggle defensively this year. And like you said, Penix and Tua is still not really doing it for me.
What you think about Kubiak? Mendoza looked pretty good in his preseason game. I don't know if you watched. He looked damn
He
good.
did look sharp.
Yeah, he looked damn.
Kirk Cousins looked good as well. I wouldn't be surprised, obviously, if he, takes over eventually, depending on where they're at in the season. But, you know, nah, I don't see. It would be a real shocker if the Raiders did anything this year. But it'd be interesting to see, how he does over there.
Yeah, new faces in new places, and another new face in a new place. Leave it to the Dallas Cowboys to steal a headline. Von Miller, never gone, never done. One of the best pass rushers in NFL's history, still kicking. You a Dallas fan? I mean, we've talked about y'all's
Indeed.
defense and that pass rush. Is this something that we should be like expecting to have an impact? Like, is this going to be an impactful signing, or is this just like, hey, Von gonna be here? Might might play a little bit. Might. What'd you see?
When I first saw the news, I wasn't really happy. I mean, I didn't think much of it. But then I looked up some stats. I looked at, he had a pretty good year last year.
I mean, he's still
Um,
productive.
he had 9 sacks last year, which was his most since I want to say 2018. Can't recall who was the sack leader on our team last year, but I'm pretty sure Von Miller would have been tied for first, or he would have been first. So, I mean, for you to still have, I think he only played 37% of snaps as well. So 9 sacks on 37% of snaps, like you'll take that as, as a pass rusher. And,
Your
it,
sack leader was this last year, 2025. Yep, Jadeveon Clowney. He had
that's right.
8.5.
Yeah.
Your second,
So,
Justin Houston. Oh, James Houston, not Justin
yeah,
Houston. James Houston, five
it
and a
was
half.
gone.
Yeah,
So I do think that it'll be a lot more helpful than people realize. I understand he's up there in age, but um, the great ones like him, they find a way. And he said I listened to him on Shannon Sharp's podcast, and he said he's ready to go. He said he can walk. He said he feel like he can walk into 8 sacks. So I mean, look, with a team that desperately needs to get pressure on the quarterback, I think it can only help. Obviously, you're not counting on him, every down, but with an offense like we project to have, playing with the lead, to have somebody like that can rush the quarterback, I think it'll be helpful. Wasn't excited about it at first, but I think it'll be good. We got
hey
some
man,
young guys on the edge, so to be able to learn from a Hall of Famer
mentorship.
like Von Miller as well. That'll be great too. So looking forward to seeing what this defense can do.
Yeah, hey man.
Not a lot of A+ guys, but got a few beat players in there. Obviously, you still got Quentin Williams in there. See what we get out of Caleb Downs his first year, but a lot more depth on the team defensively than we've had in some years.
Hey, we say you can never go wrong with having a lot of good players, even if he old, even if he only got a
Yeah,
couple snaps to give. If he has 15 snaps a game and they're a great 15 snaps, that's a win. You know what I'm saying? That's a win. So good on y'all, man. I'm trying my hardest not to drink the Kool-Aid. I'm trying to stay out of it. I feel like I'm bad luck. You know, I want you to see success in something this year. So I'm gonna just let you.
I will with the Sixers.
I'm gonna just let you have that, man. Let's go back out to Cleveland, bro. We talked about it a little bit last week with the Shedeur and Deshaun Watson. We saw Deshaun Watson's first preseason game. We saw Shedeur's first preseason game. Obviously, we talked about it last time. Shedeur is going to start this upcoming one for the Browns, but we talking about competitions, right? I mean, we saw already the Vikings competition was decided. They gave to Kyler over JJ. Is this one of those competitions after looking at what Deshaun Watson just did in his first preseason game? I think, hold on, I got the stats for you. 11 to 15, 126 yards, only took 1 sack, 98.2 QB rating versus Shedeur, who went 6 for 11, 79 yards and threw a pick. Is it already over, man, or does Shedeur actually have a shot to get this thing?
I think Shedeur has an opportunity if he balls out in the rest of preseason and practice, but when a quarterback is getting all the first team reps, it pretty
That's
much
usually a
tells
telltale
you
sign.
what the situation is. Obviously Watson got the first preseason start. Looks pretty good. I mean, obviously it's only preseason, his first action in a couple years, but seemed a little bit more comfortable in an offense, a little bit more efficient, getting the ball out. So these are things that Shedeur, obviously he has to work on. He obviously had the interception. Said it was the right read, but ball slipped out of his hand. So, the thing about Shedeur is, I never really saw it in college. Obviously really good college player. But when people were talking about quarterbacks coming out, I never saw him as one of those, a first round talent quarterback. So, um, wasn't surprised that he dropped, but dropping as far as he did, I was a little surprised at that. But at the end of the day, I just don't think, obviously he's such a popular individual. People want to see him have success or see him fail. But at the end of the day, I think he just might be, a quarterback that's worthy of being on a roster, but, not good enough to be a starter in the league. And I think if he can't beat out Deshaun Watson, I think that pretty much tells you what it is. Deshaun Watson in no way is going to be the future of the Browns. And I think the entire organization knows that. And I think if you do decide to make him your starter, which looks like it's going to be on track to do, I think you're pretty much telling the world that, Shedeur Sanders is not in our future plans. And with the draft capital that they have, it's obvious that they're going to be looking for a quarterback, most likely in the upcoming draft.
Yeah, it's one of those situations where I think Todd Monken, and I even think the Browns organization would love to be able to say that Shedeur is the guy. Obviously, the money that you invested in Deshaun Watson, this entire experiment, I'm sure there's also people in that front office that are still hoping and praying that they can make this look like it wasn't the worst investment in the history of the NFL.
And
But
to your point about Kyler Murray getting, the nod, I'm pretty sure there were a bunch of people in the Vikings organization that wanted to make it look like, they were
made the right
correct in
choice.
drafting
Yeah,
McCarthy and letting Sam Darnold walk and having him be the starter. But when you're not that guy, you're just not that guy. And, you're not getting the first team reps, uh, that's usually very telling because if you're
yeah,
coming out having a great camp, you know, especially when they want you to be the guy, they'll let you be the guy.
yeah. It's gonna be an uphill battle for Shedeur, man. And I mean, ultimately throwing interceptions, regardless of what the reasoning was, like Todd Monken knows his leash ain't gonna be too long, right? He can't afford to go down in flames with the ship because he started the guy that wasn't prepared, right? The last thing you want as a first year head coach at that is an ongoing season long QB battle. So somebody you got to take the bull by the horns here. And I think right now, Deshaun Watson is kind of, if nothing else, at least in that first game, he looked like the most comfortable. He looked like the more prepared and the better quarterback, whether or not you want him to be or not. So, Shedeur, come on. We like you said, man, that's the hard part about being that polarizing, being that popular, is like all eyes are on you regardless. Like you don't hear about when other backup quarterbacks are getting in the game in the preseason, right? Like unless it's a rookie where we're talking about, a Mendoza and Kirk situation where this is the number one pick. We just want to see how he looks. And even in that situation, the media and the entire world kind of understands that, okay, this is Kirk Cousins for now until Mendoza is ready or until he flames out. But this Browns situation is completely different. I mean, you got a quarterback that was drafted in the year that you drafted another quarterback. The higher drafted quarterback is the QB3 behind the QB2, who also we're talking about might not even be good enough to ever be a starter in this league, right? So it's a situation. It's a situation. Shedeur, this game's on you, man. You gotta, if he goes out there and puts some good stuff on tape, he's got a shot. But I just think the problem with Shedeur is like the low lights are pretty consistent from, it's the same stuff, right? It's the same bad habits from college. You dropping back too far, you holding the ball too long, you not putting zip on the passes, too nonchalant with the ball, like just little stuff, man. It's like those little things separate quarterbacks at this level. In college, you can,
Ball
if
coming
you,
out late.
it's just not going to work. These guys are too good. These coaches are too good. In college, if you're supremely talented and you're throwing it to Travis Hunter and you're throwing it 60 times and most of your plays are you scrambling around making something happen, like that's a difference. In the NFL, you can't do that. You just can't do that. And even if you are out there trying to do that, that's still grounds for you to lose your job because what are you doing? What are you doing? Got to be on schedule, got to be on time, got to be precise, man. So hopefully for Shedeur, for the Sanders family, I'm hoping that he can make this competitive. But right now, if he comes out lays an egg in game 2, I think you'll hear Deshaun Watson name that starter pretty shortly after that game is over. I would have to say. Speaking of quarterbacks, though, man, we got our top 10 quarterbacks going into the season. Now, pull the graphic up, brother, man. Let the folks see what we cooked up, man, going into this season. Ooh. Okay, now
Let's see what we got here.
I didn't see Nell's list prior to this. He saw mine because I sent it to him, but I know he already had his made. So this is interesting. We both
Yeah, we got some
and
conversations here.
shocking me here. We looking at 1 and 2. We both got Pat and Josh 1 and 2, and this is interesting because something that Nell and I have talked about a lot in our various group chats is uh ESPN's QB guru, Dan Orlovsky, specifically has Josh Allen as his number one quarterback. A lot of people have Josh Allen as their number one. I think ESPN has Josh Allen as their number one, and I think Pat might have even been like third or something on their list. Pat Mahomes at 1, man. Tell me, just tell me you're thinking in this top 3, because I see we vary at 3, where I go Joe Burrow, you go Lamar. Talk to me about your top 3.
Yeah, I think for Mahomes, you just can't erase that resume that he has. You know, finally for the first time in his career, not playing with the same kind of offense, dealing with some injuries, roster getting older, roster going through changes. He finally, his reign of terror finally ends in the AFC. So, people, kind of throwing dirt on his name. Not necessarily dirt, people still recognize Mahomes as a top quarterback, but I don't think anything has really happened for him to get knocked off of number one. I know his numbers have gone down a bit. Obviously, you know, your number one receiver is, either injured or getting into some off field shenanigans. Um, Other than that, haven't really been able to get you another top tier weapon since Tyreek Hill. Travis Kelce, getting up there in age, still productive, but not the same weapon that he was 4 or 5 years ago. Haven't really had any help from the run game the last few years. Did bring in Kenneth Walker, so hopefully that'll help. Um, but at the end of the day, Mahomes is still, one to me, the best quarterback in the league. Making plays, off schedule, just the ridiculous, throws that he can make, still has that crazy arm. So, until Josh Allen knocks him out in the playoffs, I still got to take Mahomes number one in this because,
Yeah.
when he's shown that when he gets in the playoffs, it's AFC Championship, Super Bowl or bust for him. So,
Yeah.
we know when it's go time, when it's winning time. I don't know what other quarterback I still would trust more than him.
Yeah, that resume speaks volumes, and that's why I had him at one as well. It he's doing so much, and he's done so much with. I don't want to say less completely because he does have some talent, but at the same time, offensive line 1 year, lack of weapons another year. But the one thing that is always consistent is that when it's time to show up and it's time to put up, Pat Mahomes is going to be the guy. I like Josh Allen, right? And I know that's your guy. But
Okay.
until he gets it done, I can't
It
be
looks
on
like
that
he's just
train.
as much your guy as he is my guy
I
too.
mean, I think he's very good, and I would love to put him at first as
You must
far
think he's
as
kind of great
I mean, he's
if you're
pretty I
thinking
think
about putting him
he's pretty
first and
good. I
he's two
definitely
on your
considered it,
list.
but I can't do it until he gets until he knocks off the guy. Like I just can't. I feel pretty similar about going with Joe over, a Lamar, right? And Lamar's one of my favorite players in the NFL. I see you got him third. I got him top five. I think he's definitely a top five quarterback. I mean, even going up to three, I don't have any real gripes with that. But I mean, you look at Joe Burrow, another guy that when he's healthy, when he's on the field, I mean, he's lighting it up. Like it's simple as that. He's one of the best quarterbacks
No
in the
doubt.
league. You know what I'm saying? Like, but without a doubt. And I think healthy with, a better defense, hopefully this year the Cincinnati Bengals can get off the snag, right? Hopefully they can figure it out in September, right? It's like, and like obviously these things, he plays a role in them, but when you look at the numbers, right? When you look at the numbers, it's like, how do you knock them? You know what I'm saying? How do you knock them? I think what's interesting to me is this list when it gets to six.
Yeah, that's when the real fun begins.
I think the top five, we got the same five guys, right? I feel like in the top five of quarterbacks, you can kind of plug and play as you see fit in the league, right? I think it's a definitive. These are the five best. 6 to 10 is where it gets in. And you see, I have a 10A and a 10B, but I see you have Sam Darnold at 8.
Yeah, I do.
I see you have Jordan Love on this list at 7. And obviously Jalen Hurts at 6. You got your guy at 9. So 6 through 10 now. I mean, Jordan Love? What happened? What's happened in a year, bro? We didn't
I mean, I can.
we didn't do the traditional previews, and you ain't put your Packers hate out there. You just slid them in at 7 and thought
Yeah,
that was
look,
all fine and
I
dandy.
can be a little bit realistic.
Okay.
Sometimes when I want to be. I was really wrestling 7 through 10. I feel like they're all interchangeable. Sam Darnold for me, uh, look, he's done it 2 years in a row. Thrown for over 4,000 yards. Touchdowns, interception ratio good. Um, Won 14 games each of the last 2 years. I know he's had good rosters, but um, what he's done in the regular season the last 2 years, plus what he did in the playoffs, I'm willing to throw him in that top 10 crop. I know you got Drake May on there. There's some younger guys like I was considering, but for me, I need after what Jaden Daniels and CJ Stroud did to me, I need at
You
least
can't
back
do
to
it no
back
more.
years before, Drake May would definitely be somebody like if we were building for the future, of course, Drake May would be in there, but um I got to see it 2 years in a row. Jared Goff was somebody that I wrestled with. Baker was somebody that was low key in the discussions, but you know,
Can't do it yet.
if
I would
your
love to.
franchise doesn't want to pay you, they must not think you're a top 10 quarterback either. So, but yeah, I think Love, Dak, Herbert, I think they're all kind of in the same tier. Sam Darnold, especially if he does it again this year, he has another fantastic year. And Seahawks
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
a threat in the postseason. I'd boost him even higher than Jordan Love, but I'll give Jordan Love a little bit of credit. Taking over after Aaron Rodgers. Never really having like a true number one threat. Just a bunch of really solid wide receivers, and he's been able to make it work and get them into the postseason. Had won a couple playoff games already. Even at the expense of my Dallas Cowboys. But uh, yeah, that's just kind of how I'm seeing it. Herbert's still more of just a talent guy for me. Hasn't really gotten it done the way someone of his talent, should. I know he's had a lot of injuries, inconsistent coaching there. But we'll see what he can do this year. He's got his tackles back, um, new offensive coordinator, so we'll see there. But yeah,
Yeah,
that's just kind of how I'm seeing it.
it's
Jalen Hurts.
yeah.
Say
Let
what you want
tell
about
me you
him.
got 6.
Say what you
I
want
got
about
him
him,
at
but
7.
he makes one in plays. He's been to the Super Bowl 2 of the last 4 or 5 years, whatever. Um, you know, can't deny his the threat that he is in a red zone. Um, so yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's not a bad list. I mean Sam Darnold, I wrestle with that one a lot, but I feel bad. The numbers are great. He wins a Super Bowl. I mean, damn, what else you got to do to get in that top 10, huh? I mean, that's a tough one. That's a
And
look
they're
thinking
expected
at
to
it,
be a Super Bowl contender again.
and they
Uh,
are, and a lot of that has to do with how he plays. I think he's right there. Uh, I put Goff and Caleb at 10, 10A and 10B.
can I ask why you have Dak so high? I don't know.
Hey, I have told you.
Maybe I'm
I don't know
missing
how many.
something.
I don't know how many more ways I can say this without flat out saying it. Like I am a fan of Dak Prescott. I actually I like watching him play. I think he's cerebral. I think he lights it up. I mean, his weapons with CD and George Pickens and the tight ends that y'all got. I mean, the numbers are going to be there, right? And I think more so it's just going to be
Numbers will be there.
the consistency in those big moments, right? And getting back to that big moment, right? The fact that
The big moments matter.
y'all haven't been to those playoffs, but I mean, talent wise, and that's the thing with my list, right? It's hard because I say I start with Pat off resume, right? Then I kind of get off kilter with the resume thing, right? But if I was going pure resume off wins and that type of thing, it would be a little bit of switch. But I think after the top 5, I kind of went more so with like guys that I would want, right? Like if I'm going like talent plus I'm making a roster, I'm making a team, I would take that. I know he's a great quarterback. I think he does. I don't have any real problems with him, right? Even when y'all are terrible and trash, like I don't always think it's Dak's fault. I mean, he gives you a dual threat option if you need it. He can throw the ball down the field. He can make all the throws. I mean, he's a pretty good leader. I mean, that's why him and Hurts are right there. Like, I think they could be flopped if you wanted on my list, right? I mean, Herbert, talking about talent wise, I think he's the next pure talent. I think him and Caleb are the next best guys, you know what I'm saying, from a pure talent perspective on this list. And that's why I threw Caleb in there to give him a little love. He got the Madden cover this year. Bears hype is up there. I mean,
I
I
just need
told
one
you.
more year out of Caleb.
And that's fine. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. I think, I mean, you're right. Jaden Daniels and CJ Stroud definitely, especially for the black quarterback at that, right? That's that flash in the pan.
CJ was in top 5 talks after his rookie
That
year.
flash in the pan, it gets tough. It's like, oh, I see it, and it's there. But that's why I put Caleb with a guy like Jared Goff. Maybe not as flashy, maybe not as talented, but production wise, it's all there, right? Drake May coming off of what could have been an MVP campaign. I feel like you can't be in MVP conversation and not be a top 10 quarterback. You know what I'm saying? That just don't make sense to
Sure.
me. That doesn't make sense to me. So, I mean, shoot, this list might be fluid. I might change my, you said my boy Baker. At one point last year, I don't know, man. So much just goes into the quarterback conversation. And that's why, like, after 5, like me and Nell saying, like, it could really go either way, right? It could really go, you might have a week where Baker jump up to
And that's why I
6
give
and
Jalen Hurts a little bit of an edge just from above everyone else after 5, just because
yeah, because
I
I
know
trust him. I
with
trust him.
with a great roster, that guy can win me a Super Bowl. So I do have
And
to weigh
that's
that
fair.
a little higher than somebody that can just throw it all over the yard. But then once the playoffs start, they wet the bed.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, I like our list, man. Maybe we'll have to do a top 10. I mean, top 10 receivers list might be even more sicko.
Yeah, no,
Just yeah, that
it's too
that's
many.
that just gets into personal
That's too many
preference. I
these
mean,
days.
man, you talking about rookies. You can have rookies come in and be a top 10 guy. Like these guys are so talented, folks. So, I mean, we're moving on to week 2 or week 3. This is technically week 3 of the preseason, right? It's week 2. But because there was that one game that first week, the Hall of Fame game.
No one really
So
counts that as a week,
yeah,
though.
let me see how ESPN categorizes the week. Okay, preseason week 2 is coming upon us.
Yeah,
You'll see a lot more
that's like week
starting
0.
lineups. Yeah, you'll see some starting groups get some burn this week. I think my Bucks said, starters gonna play about 8 to 15 plays. So you'll see some more flashes of teams. Talking about our top quarterbacks, let's keep Joe Burrow off the ground in the preseason, please. Please, I mean, well, Bucks playing week 1, so if you get a little contusion, nah, I'm kidding. I don't want to be hurt, but it'll be fun, man. We got a lot coming up for you guys, man. We appreciate you guys. That's gonna do it for this episode of 2 for 2, man. It's season 5, episode 7. You know what to do. Find us on all platforms at 2 for 2 Pod. Show love on the YouTube page. I looked at the YouTube views, people. Watch the YouTube. Yeah, like damn, y'all ain't doing nothing. Y'all missing Nell's masterpiece and his array of uniforms. And I've worn a hat for 4 straight weeks, maybe 5, because I don't know when I'm gonna get a cut. My barber's still out. About to go to Philly to get a cut. At this point, I'm desperate. So
Crazy.
we'll see, folks, man. We appreciate y'all as always, man. Keep showing love to us. We're gonna keep showing love to you guys. Let us know, man, when the pod drops. Who are y'all top 10 quarterbacks? How y'all feel about it? I know the Philly fans will have some things to say. So please share. And we will continue to do this for each and every one of y'all, man. But with that, Keith Snell 2 for 2. You know what it is. We out of here.